It's your boy D Weezy, YouTube family. What's going on, people? Shout out to everybody that's getting in shape, staying persistent and consistent with their nutrition plans, staying consistent and persistent with their fitness goals, y'all. This is a lifelong thing, y'all. That's why it's called a lifestyle, y'all. It's a lifelong thing, y'all. Shout out to everybody that's staying motivated and positive. Even if they not seeing the results that they want, they know the results is gonna come if they tweaking stuff. If y'all not seeing the results y'all want, y'all not tweaking nothing. Y'all need to make those tweaks so y'all can start seeing the results that y'all want. But anyway, how y'all doing? Shout out to y'all. How y'all doing out there? Y'all staying focused? What's y'all meals been like lately? Y'all been eating up too? Have y'all been on top of y'all nutrition like y'all should be on top of y'all nutrition? I keep telling y'all, a lot of y'all be out here playing. We ain't out here playing though. We out here accomplishing our goals and doing what we got to do to accomplish those goals, y'all. I'm just looking up at this phone, making sure I got enough charge on here. I got 18%, but I also got it on charger, so we good to go, y'all. Raphael, what up, though? We been having some nice weather, right, Raphael? But yeah, y'all, I just been focused on a lot of stuff, y'all. Like a lot of stuff. Like y'all know I'm on another platform, and that platform is doing what it's doing, most definitely over there. And I done made a few tweaks over here over the past 2-3 months. I'm always making tweaks, y'all. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to get to the money even more. So that'll never stop, y'all. I'm always making those tweaks, y'all. Trying to figure out, stuff that can be better and not changing anything that I know is better. If it ain't broke, why fix it, y'all? Let me see. The weather been nice, but I miss my coldness. Yeah, I know you love the coldness, Raphael. I don't like when it's too hot. I can see it starting to get there, but really if it just went as high as what it is now, that'd be good for me because I can still feel a nice breeze. Like right now, I feel a hell of a breeze. I got the windows down, the back ones, the front ones. I got the windows down, so I feel a hell of a breeze right now. So even if the temperature just went to what it is now, I'd be cool. I just don't like when it start getting to like 90 and 100 degrees. That should be too much for me. Yep, that'd be too much for me. So about 70, maybe 78, no higher than 80. I'd be good with that. What's going on? Who is this? Mojita. Shout out to Mojita. Where you from, Mojita? City, state, country. But yeah, y'all, we just locked and loaded, just enjoying ourselves, making stuff happen out here. I'm still balking, y'all. I'm gonna post probably an update on how much I weigh. I don't know, probably in about another week or two. I'll post some type of update on it, just so y'all can see where I'm at. But it's still going down. It's still going down. Yep. 75 degrees is ideal for me. Yeah, that sounds perfect right there. Cause usually 75, you can do pants, you can do shorts. Some people might still have a light jacket on. Yeah, that's actually perfect weather for me. You can move around. You ain't really sweat like that. You ain't gotta bathe 2-3 times a day. Y'all know once that heat come, you gotta bathe like more than average. You sweating everywhere. So, but yeah, y'all, we just locked and loaded. I just be doing a lot of thinking about just stuff. We at that age for those that's 35 on up, definitely 40 on up. Y'all know we at an age to where we just thinking about a lot of stuff. We got to make sure stuff is in order. We got to make sure while our legs are still working good, while our arms are still working good, that we capitalizing on top of that and getting to it. Getting to the money and putting more money up and stuff like that, y'all. I'm not trying to just be sitting back just because I'm off work. That mean I'm off work. Well, look at your savings. Look at your investments. Tell me if stuff was to go sideways right now today, are you good to go financially? And that's the question I always ask myself. That's where my motivation come from, y'all. And the biggest thing that I can have, even if a person, and this for anybody, the biggest thing that a person can have asset wise, even if they don't have the finances, is their health. They health. Now, if you ain't got the finances and your health is bad, which is the average person out here, yeah, you fucked up. Especially if you up in age. If you're younger, you still got time to recover and, you know, do what you do. That's like if you in your 20s. But even that go quick, because a 20-year-old right now, before they know it, they gonna be my age. Damn near like overnight. Let me see. What's good, champ? Jack, what's good with you? Shout out to my man Jack. Let me see. Mojita, me. Ralph, I get my carbs mixed up. Name me some healthy carbs. Well, if you talk about starchy carbs, Raphael, that's your sweet potato, quinoa, white potato, white rice, preferably like jasmine. Yep, the starchy carbs. Pretty much all the stuff that we gonna eat, y'all, really gonna be simple. We just got our go-tos. Like my go-to is sweet potatoes. I might switch it up for some white potatoes. You know, rice is my last option. I haven't bought rice, y'all, in like, I don't know, a few years. I still love rice, but I just got other options in front of rice. But yeah, so those your starchy carb options, Raphael. Those like the four that the average person is gonna be consuming, like sweet potatoes, quinoa, white rice, white potatoes. Yep. But yeah, y'all, we just gotta stay locked and loaded, y'all, because like I say, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. All this is healthy, y'all, for us to be in the right headspace. Because a lot of people always say people think it's about the aesthetics. It's not just about the look. We got to make sure we locked and loaded here. We got to make sure we making tweaks so we can stay focused on our lifestyle, y'all. But ask me whatever questions y'all want to ask me, y'all. I'm going to tighten y'all up on here. If y'all need any questions about protein, some macros, a meal plan, that's all I do on other platforms, man. I be putting, like today, I put together like 5 meal plans. My meal plans is the same stuff. It's simple, whether you're a man or woman. Only thing that's really different is what you prioritizing. Calories over the protein, or protein over the calories if you like cutting and stuff like that, just to give an example. A fat and weight loss, you're not prioritizing protein first. You prioritizing calories in and calories out, but making sure you get enough protein for your resistance training and for you to build muscle while you losing fat and muscle. But if a person is cutting, they're going to prioritize protein first, and then it's the calories in, calories out, so they can be in a caloric deficit. But I put together like 5 meal plans earlier, y'all, over there. People just come in and out the live, and some people 100 pounds overweight. One guy was 400. He's still 400 or something. But put it like this, y'all. This dude, 6 foot, 400 and some pounds. I think he was 430 something. He should be down now. 430 some pounds, 6 foot tall, right? I told him to exercise. He was already doing some stuff, but he just needs some tweaks done, right? He went from, this was on a Thursday. He jumped back on my next live Saturday, 2 days later, and said he had dropped down 5 pounds, y'all. 5 pounds, right? From Thursday to Saturday. Another guy, boxer guy, he boxed or whatever, right? His eating habits was just all over the place. So I gave him a meal plan, right? My meal plans are standard. They pretty much the same thing. I repeat. Only thing difference is I throw some stuff out there. You tell me what's your favorite out of the options as far as the starchy carb source, the protein source, your non-starchy mixed vegetable source, your fruit source, and I pretty much tell you the numbers with everything. So you can't go wrong with it, because whatever you pick, it's your favorite. And I tell them the numbers, they daily calorie intake, the woman's daily calorie intake, no less than, the guy's daily calorie intake, no less than. And a no less than number, y'all, the reason why it's a low number and a high number as far as a guy's daily calorie intake and a woman's daily calorie intake. If they on like a caloric deficit or something like that, is because the low number represent what the human body, be it a woman or a man, need just to exist. Like for a woman, she don't need to go no less than like 12 to 1300 daily calories. That's because just for her to exist, for her brain to function, for her heart to pump, that's using calories, for her eyes to blink, for her to breathe, for her to talk, like this, that's using calories. For the blood to circulate, for that to happen, she needs 12 to 13 just for that. Now just imagine if she moving around and working out and all that type of stuff. So usually I set the woman daily calorie intake around about 1500. I had one woman, y'all, that was doing 1200 calories a day, and guess what? She active resistance training, and she work out, and she move around at her job. I say, lady, you say, yeah, and she been on my live, she followed the page and everything, right? So she say, yeah, I'm gonna read y'all questions in a minute, y'all. Just give me a second, y'all. So she say, yeah, my whole thing is I'm the what she say, to putting on the muscle, the I'm not getting, no, she say my whole thing is not getting enough protein. I say that's easy. If you eating the same stuff, you already know what the macros are. She say, I say, so what is your daily calories that you eat? When soon as she said 1200, I knew that was a problem. I say, look, you need to up your calories by 300. You're not even eating enough. You barely eating enough to exist, let alone you active at work, you doing resistance training, and you walking. I say, trust me. She say, yeah, I'm losing my ass, and I'm not really. I say, yeah, because you not getting enough calories in. That's why you losing weight that you don't even want to lose. I say, you're not eating enough calories. Up your calories about 300, and watch what I tell you. You're gonna be good to go. So she said it make perfectly good sense. Yeah, you're not eating enough calories. That's why you losing. You only gonna lose if you're in a deficit. And you talk about you losing something you don't want to lose. That's because you losing like mass. You losing some mass that you shouldn't be losing. Like you losing a healthy part of you. Like, nah. And she doing a body recon. I say, you're not even eating enough. 1200 calories, and you active at work, resistance training and walking. Let me see. Jack, what's good with you? Let me see. Jack, my training is complex. I do calisthenics, boxing, swimming, and free weights. I'm 6'1", 185. I'm looking to quit on maybe 20 to 30. Oh, you looking to put on 20 to 30 pounds. Let me see. I train as complex. I do calisthenics, boxing, free weights, swimming. Yeah, in order for you to put on that 20, 30 pounds, because you only could put on like 1 or 2 pounds of muscle a month, Jack. So just imagine how you can do it. I'm just telling you, it's gonna take a minute. Because when you doing it that way, it's different from you putting on the size from like a bulk. So you only can put on like 1 or 2 pounds of muscle every month, lean muscle. So, and the 2 pounds is pushing it. If you really, really going hard with it, that's the 2 pounds. Other than that, it's 1 to 2 pounds. So it'll take you 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like a year and a half, 14, somewhere around there to really put it on like that. I don't want to bulk quick. I'm focusing on building real muscle. I am training functional strength. Yeah, you can do it. It's just gonna take you like a year or something to put on 20 to 30 lean muscle. I like calisthenics too. Yep. I realize most of the foods I eat are raw foods and mostly single ingredients. That's how you want to do it. Whole foods, single ingredients. I'm 11% body fat. I aim for 200 grams of protein and eat between 25 to 3,000. Yeah, you got to eat upwards of your calories like that. Probably, if not even a little more, because you real active. But if that 25 to 3,000 is holding your weight, that means you at a maintenance. But if it's dropping here and there, then you got to pick it up by probably 200 or 300 calories. Because a person that's real active, I'm talking about real active, that 25 to 3,000 would just keep them at a maintenance. But if they wanted to pick up, they'd have to up that by 400 or 500 calories. So if that 2,500 to 3,000 calories is holding your weight, you at a maintenance. That's about right for a person that's real active. Some people probably gonna need about 32, 35. Because they job got them like this all day. All day. Let me fix something, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, that's a little better, but let me see. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, that's a little better. Let me just open this. Yeah, that's better. That sun's shining through there. I'll do it like that. That's cool. Let me see. Let me see. Jack to Raphael. Good, man. I've been spamming pull-ups for about 4 months. I've just started weighted pull-ups. It's a game changer. My progress has spiked. Yeah, I used to do weighted pull-ups all the time. That used to be my thing. Weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. It's like once I got older, I faded away from it. It still sounds good to do right now. I need to go ahead and do some. I ain't done those in a minute. It's like once you take the weight off from the weighted pull-ups and the weighted dips, it's like you just be bouncing. Bouncing on the bike. Been calling a lot today. Let me see. Raphael, okay, Jack, those weighted pull-ups are pretty vital. Yeah, them weighted pull-ups is pretty good. You talk about the soreness? The soreness is something else. And y'all know what? I used to do pull-ups like twice a week. Now, I only do them like, I don't know, twice a month. But it's still cool because when I do them, y'all talk about sore. Y'all talk about sore. It tear more fibers when I do it like not so consistently. But I never get inconsistent to where I can't jump up there and do sets of like 10. Let me see. Yeah, I've started like 22 pounds, but I'm gonna go up the weight soon. My job isn't active at all. I work in sales, so I'm either at the desk or driving to the customer. Let me see. Raphael, I may need to up my calorie intake as well because I'm active on my job too. I move household goods. Yeah. So if you liking the weight that you at, Raphael, you would be good because you'll be at a maintenance. So if that scale ain't moving, you at a maintenance. But if you trying to go in a light caloric deficit to burn fat, then you'll drop some of the calories a little bit. But if you want to be in a surplus, which is a light bulk to gain some weight, then you'll have to up it to 300 calories. So the scale is going to tell you everything you need to know as far as what I just named. So if you at a maintenance and you ain't feeling like whatever you're doing now and you're not feeling hungry or nothing like that, you don't feel like you about to pass out, those calories is probably perfect for you. Or if you feeling like you probably want or need to up it in some type of way, in a lean way, you can just up it in a protein area, like a little bit more protein, another little piece of chicken, or just up it in the fruit area, something like that. Up it in the fruit area. You know, when I'm on the other platform, y'all, I got this 1 cup of starchy carb for the whole day as far as the sweet spot. As far as gauging how much of the starchy carb to eat for that whole day, because not saying a person shouldn't or can't eat more, but the 1 cup of starchy carb for the average person, that'll work without you having to think about, well, maybe I'm eating too many starchy carbs. No, 1 cup is like a kid size, y'all. And I teach 2 meals a day. And whatever amount of calories we need to have it packed into those 2 meals or snacks or whatever, that's what I teach. So, and that's what I practice, y'all. So the 1 cup of starchy carb is enough, whether it's you want to eat it with your first meal and no starchy carb with the second, or you want to eat half of it now and half of it with the next meal. And like I say, this ain't saying a person can't get away with eating more of the starchy carb. I'm just saying the carbs is what got us in our mess. Carbs ain't bad, but the overconsumption of starchy carbs, that's what's bad, y'all. I'm actually glad I just looked down at this key, because I had the key still turned forward. So that means my headlights would have been on. Well, probably was on. And yeah, so I just turned it back and opened this door, because y'all know if y'all don't open the car door, I know on my video, if you don't open the car door, it's still kind of like running off the battery. Even if I turn the key and the radio come on, it's like still drawing from the battery. So I be having to remember to turn the key if I ain't listening to the radio, turn it, and then open the door to pretty much stop it from draining off the battery. But we good. So yeah, so that's what I teach. You can't go wrong. No adult can go wrong with 1 cup of their favorite starchy carb for the whole day. And I put that in my meal plans, because otherwise I tell them over there on the other platform, I can tell y'all to go, I can go the aggressive route and say, well, 6 to 8 ounces of your favorite protein source. Now this is for my fat and weight loss people, y'all. So when I'm giving a meal plan for fat and weight loss, this is how I do it, y'all. I tell them, I ask them, I say, actually, I go through the whole process with y'all. I ask them, I say, so put a 1 in the chat if you understand. Like, it'll be somebody who I'm actually, like, it'll be a bunch of people on there, but it'll be somebody like, yeah, I ask, like, yeah, do you got a meal plan? Do you got a workout plan you follow? All right, so let's put you together one right now. So I say, put a 1 in the chat to the person that I'm talking to, or I might be doing 2 of them at a time. I say, put it 1 in the chat if you understand that we only gonna be eating 2 meals a day, and those 2 meals are going to be packed with whatever calories we need to hold us over for those 24 hours. Whatever snacks, whatever fruits, is going to be packed into those 2 meals, with no eating in between and no eating on the outside of that. So they'll put the 1 in the chat, and then I say, all right, so keep in mind, this is for the fat and weight loss people, y'all, right? So I say, what's your favorite protein source? Is it chicken? Is it lean ground turkey? Is it salmon? Is it shrimp? Is it lean beef? And they just say they tell me chicken. All right, so just say they tell me chicken. So I'll say something like all right, so chicken. All right, so for your protein source, put a 1 in the chat if you understand that you're going to be doing 6 to 8 ounces of your favorite protein source. Keep in mind, this for 2 meals for the whole day, right? And this for a fat and weight loss person, right? So they protein is not going to be the gram per pound of body weight like a person that's cutting. They just need to make sure they get enough protein to be able to build muscle, right? So just enough protein to be able to build muscle, and they need to be in a caloric deficit to lose the fat and lose the weight. So they first priority is calories in and calories out, so they can be in a deficit to lose the fat and lose the weight. Then the second priority thing is going to be them getting enough protein in to be able to you know, put on some muscle. So I don't know if y'all can see me. I know the sun ray. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. That sun shining bright as hell on this phone. This car flying up the street like they don't even want to fucking move. Let me see. I got y'all, huh? That's better. All right, so let me see y'all. Fucking sun. It's really this. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I gotta put. Let me see if this will work. Oh, I know what I'll do. I had to do this one other time. I can put this on the window to block it. That's what I'll do. That fucking sun is shining crazy, y'all. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, that's better. All right. Let me let this down. We'll do that like that. Yeah. All right. So we'll do that like that. And we'll do. Hold on, y'all. All right, we good. All right, so now y'all can see me better. Them sun rays, because I barely can see the screen, so I know y'all probably couldn't see it. So I asked them, so do you put a 1 in the chat if you understand that we're going to be doing 6 to 8 ounces of your favorite protein source for each meal. And they'll put a 1 in the chat, and I'll tell them, I say, look, even if you don't have a scale, I'm about to tell you how to eyeball this with your eye, with your hand. I say, don't think too hard about this. This is just a sweet spot, give or take. It might take up more of your hand coming out, or it might fit perfect in your hand if you're doing only 6 ounces. I say, you see how I got my palm of my hand like this? I say, pack 6 to 8 ounces, give or take, up in there. 6 ounces might fit good. 8 ounces, 7 ounces might start coming out. I say, don't overthink it. This just the sweet spot. Just don't even overthink it. So I tell them that, right? I say, whether you do the chicken, whether you switch it out for ground turkey, whether you switch it out for whatever protein source, right? Give or take, just do that. So I say, put a 1 in the chat if you understand everything so far. So we got 2 meals, 6 to 8 ounces of protein for each meal, right? So then I say, all right, so now we on our starchy carbs, right? So for our starchy carbs, I say, put a 1 in the chat if you understand that we only gonna be doing 1 cup max for our favorite starchy carb, right? I say because of the starchy carb and the refined carbs is what got us in our mess. It ain't necessarily the protein source. You hear people saying that's why they unhealthy. It ain't the healthy fat. It's because most people ain't even eating enough healthy fat or eating it at all. I say it's definitely not the non-starchy vegetables, and it's definitely not the fruit, even if it's something like grapes and bananas that's higher in sugar. I say, what is we always hearing about? Carbs, but carbs ain't bad. It's the overconsumption of starchy carbs, too much rice, too much potatoes, too much or whatever, right? And then I say, and it's the refined carbs, this is the pastries, the chips, the cookies, the donuts, all this type of stuff, right? So I say I throw this in there so they don't feel like a diet. Instead, it feel like a meal plan, because it's a lifestyle type thing, not a diet. So I want you to be able to sustain this. So that's why I'm throwing the starchy carb in there, but we only gonna do 1 cup. And that's how we gonna keep this under control. That way you don't be craving it, seeing somebody else eating it, and then you looking like, damn, I can't have nothing. I can't have no carbs. Yeah, you can. We need to be able to make sure you can stick to this nutrition plan. So they'll tell me, I say, so what's your favorite starchy carb? I say, is it quinoa, rice, preferably jasmine, white potatoes, sweet potatoes? I usually just throw the same stuff out no matter who I'm talking to, y'all. And they'll say whatever they say, right? Maybe rice or whatever. I say, it don't matter, whatever. You can switch it out some days or whatever. I say, but remember the 1 cup max for the whole day. Keep in mind, y'all, this is for a fat and weight loss person, right? That way they don't have to worry about, damn, maybe I'm doing too many carbs. That's a key sign. You can do the 1 cup with the first meal and no cup of starchy carb with the second meal, or half a cup with the first meal and no carbs with the second meal. So I'll move on. I say put a 1 if you understand everything so far. They'll put a 1. Then I'll move on to the non-starchy carbs, which I tell them I don't need no feedback from you for this particular area, because this is like salad type food. These don't even hold calories like that. So this is your zucchini, squash, your broccoli, your kale, your spinach, your tomatoes, stuff like that. I say you can load up as many as you want on your plate with these, because they're not calorie dense. So eat as many as you want. Plus it's going to help you feel full. So I say put a 1 in the chat if you understand everything so far. Do you have any questions? If you understand everything, just put a 1. So they'll put a 1, and I say, all right, so this last part, keep in mind, y'all, this is fat and weight loss people. So the last part would be the fruits. I say the best fruits for anybody to eat, whether they on a fat and weight loss journey or they just want to be overall healthy when it comes to eating fruits, is any type of citrus fruits or any type of fibrous fruits or any type of berries. So strawberries, blueberries, blackberry, raspberries, citrus, any kiwis, grapefruits, oranges, right? The reason why these fruits are good is because they low in sugar, low in calories, and they designed to bring your blood pressure down. So this is exactly how I be talking, right? And I say, so what's your favorite fruits out of the ones I just named? Because what you're going to eat, what you're going to do is eat 1 nice sized piece of fruit with each meal. You might have a grapefruit with this meal, and then you might have an orange with this meal. I say if you're going for something smaller like berries and strawberries, of course, 1 of those not going to be enough. So you want to do anywhere from half a cup to a whole cup. So to just say this first meal, you might do half a cup or a whole cup of strawberries. For your second meal, you might do a grapefruit. So that's how I map they plan out, and then I tell them they daily calories. So just say if that's a dude, right? So just say if that's a dude. You know what? Let me back up because I skipped the healthy fat part, y'all. The healthy fat supposed to came right after the non-starchy vegetables. So I asked her what's the healthy fat, and of course I throw that in there, y'all, the starchy carb and the healthy fat area, so that this don't feel like a diet. That way they can still taste. So just say, I say, what's your favorite healthy fat? They'll say extra virgin olive. I say, is it extra virgin olive oil, almonds, walnuts, avocado, natural peanut butter without the sugar? I throw out the same stuff every time because usually a person kind of get an idea or pick from those. And they'll tell me what's what. I say, okay, if it's a guy, I say, well, you can take a half of a medium avocado if you pick a medium avocado. I say you can mix that and still mix it with your whole, your 1 cup of starchy carb, because your daily calories with this meal plan is going to be in between 19 to 2,200 calories. But if it's a woman, of course, her calories is lower for the daily, y'all. Don't forget, a woman don't need to go no less than about 12 or 13, but I usually set it to about 15. So if she keep that whole cup of starchy carb, and she do something like a half a medium avocado, right? That's going to up her carbs too much. So I tell a woman, since her carbs is less, she gonna take a hit on that whole cup of starchy carb and do a half a cup so she can make room for a piece of whatever her healthy fat is. So that's how I kind of level it off. So the guy at the end, I'll tell him his daily calorie intake will be anywhere from 19 to 2,200. Don't forget, y'all, the protein is set at 6 to 8 ounces. So that's why the calories at a low number, just like the protein is at a low number and a high number. So it depends on how active or what a person choose to eat. But that's the sweet spot, 19 to 2,200 calories. And then a woman, I tell her her number is going to be about 1,500, around there, 13, 1,500, somewhere around there. And that's the sweet spot for her. And then I'll tell them, with that meal plan for their fat and weight loss, y'all, I tell them mix that with walking 30 to 60 minutes each day, or 30 to 60 minutes 4 to 5 days out the week. And that's how I set the plans up. And I get them the 4 to 5 best exercises to get anybody overall in shape. And I'm about to share those with y'all. They all compounds. They gonna work. It's guaranteed. So y'all already see how I laid out the meal plan. And then I said mix. So the meal plan is pretty much gonna get you at the finish line, y'all. Just say if the fat and weight loss plan was for y'all. The meal plan is gonna get y'all pretty much to the finish line. It might have you crossing it, just with your daily work, movement, and since the calories is probably more than likely lower than what you was eating. But how we gonna guarantee we cross the finish line, which is the fat and weight loss, crossing it, right? The scale dropping, is for us to mix the nutrition plan with walking 30 to 60 minutes each day, or the nutrition plan with walking 30 to 60 minutes 4 to 5 days out the week. Plus, now that's gonna guarantee you cross it if you stick to the meal plan. Plus we doing nutrition, plus we doing resistance training, automatically gonna lose fat and weight loss. But if a person is cutting, then that 6 to 8 ounce, that protein thing is gonna be totally different. But that's just a fat and weight loss meal plan. I do really like 2 of them mainly. A person doing a cut, but most people, y'all, ain't got the muscle and then they cutting. Most people like a body recomp / fat and weight loss. So I do fat and weight loss more than anything. And y'all can see that happening because most of the world is fat and weight loss, y'all. Let me see, y'all. I'm glad I got this shirt up here because that sun was coming through the window too much, y'all. But ask me whatever y'all want. I'm just catching up, y'all. I might need to up my calories. That's a blessing in disguise. You probably got the farmer strength, lifting and shifting. Let me see. Jack, gonna go to sleep now, bro. It's 10 p.m. Shout out to you, Jack. Go ahead and get some sleep, man. Rest up so you can be stronger tomorrow. I did a hard training session. I'm done. But good to speak to you. Good to speak to you too. Stay positive and consistent. You too. Raphael, it's on, Jack. Good night. Let me see. The warmer it gets, people act a fucking fool. Yeah. What's going on, Bomja? What's going on, Bomja? Where you at, in Asia? I see the Asian symbol it look like. Yeah, y'all. So I do a lot of fat and weight loss, y'all. It makes sense. I'm viral. I'm still viral over there on the other platform. So I'm getting followers all the time, all throughout the day, y'all. All throughout the day. Every time I'm about to throw out another one of those particular videos that's got me viral, every time I'm about to, every time the following slow up, because they'll be coming in like this, right? and then it'll slow up, and then it'll slow up for 2-3 days, and I'm like, all right, it's time. Let me hit the algorithm again and pick it back up, right? Every time I do that, it automatically pick itself back up. So then I'll wait a week, and then one time I waited a whole nother week and a half with it. I'm like, let me just go ahead. It's time for another one. But yeah, y'all. So I do a lot of coaching over there, y'all. The coaching and everything that went up, y'all. People DMing me all types of stuff, right? I got products and services. I got the meal planner in my description too, y'all. I got the fat and weight loss meal planner. It's like 10 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A lot of y'all already know about the How to Eat guide. I got that. I got my merch. Yeah. So, yeah. So I wake up on live, y'all. I wake up on live. I just don't be over here. And on a school day over there, y'all. Over here on YouTube, I go live like twice a week. This is how I keep everything organized. But yeah. Yep. My friend still drinking that fucking pop and monster drinks during work. Yeah, that stuff is just, man, I'm just so glad I got away from just I remember when I used to do muscle milks, y'all. Like I remember I used to do the muscle milk. Like when I was leaving the gym, or I'd go to a gas station, I'd grab it. I think it was like $2 and $2.99 or something like that. $2.99, something like that. I used to go for the strawberry. No, I think I used to switch it up with the strawberry. Strawberry always been like a switch up, but most people would go for like a vanilla or chocolate if they had to grab for like flavor wise out of chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Most people usually go for the chocolate and vanilla, but the strawberry always seemed better than a chocolate and a vanilla. I guess only because it was a switch up each time I was doing it, and it wasn't my main one. So it was like, damn, strawberry. God damn, this shit tastes good. But yeah, because I don't do protein powders and nothing no more, y'all. I used to do all this type of stuff. I still have a protein drink here and there if I'm like out traveling somewhere and it's something right there, and I'll be like, you know what, let me make sure I get this protein in me. But as far as buying the jugs and stuff like that, I haven't bought no protein jugs, y'all, in years. I don't know how many years, y'all. 5, 6, somewhere around there. I haven't bought no protein jugs. And all my stuff come from my nutrition. All my stuff come from nutrition. Yeah, that monster milk and the pop stuff, man, that stuff is straight death, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like, and the thing about it, nutrition don't have to be perfect, but like stuff like pop is the worst. That's the worst. I remember I was addicted to pop and cracking a pop open when I was younger and turning it up, and that something about, you know, the sweetness, I think they say hit the front of your tongue, but it was something about the strongness of the pop. Whatever, you know, DRUG that they was putting up in their head, you addicted to that strong acid type of, you know what I'm saying, that hit the back of your throat, that make you say, you know what I'm saying, that make you say that. So you got the sweetness that hit the front of your tongue, and then you got that strong taste that make you addicted to it, that hit the back. What is it, the carbonation or whatever, that hit the back of your throat, that really enhance the flavor and the what we considered at the time the greatness of the drink. Yeah, I you know what, and the thing about it, y'all, that's why I say we got to pat ourselves on the back, because we done came a long way, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like, we done came a long ass way, y'all. Like, I used to get a pop, you couldn't tell me nothing. I even used to get the what is it, y'all? The what's that cheap? It came in lemon. I forget, the Ohana. I used to get the Ohana lemonade. You get a nice size of it versus the standard pop size for like at the time it was like $1.09. Of course, that thing probably like $2.29 right now. Damn near $3. Cause this was like years and years ago, y'all. But I used to tear that up. It was my go-to because it was that strong carbonated taste in the back. The sweetness hit your tongue. And I'd be drinking that, eating some chips, and the worst thing, y'all. The worst. Yeah, the meal planner is right, Raphael. It's let me see. It looks like he gained 15 pounds in midsection since. Yeah, it's all sugar. It's all sugar, and it's spiking his insulin, telling him. I always teach people, if you're gonna do something higher in sugar, do it at a busy part of your day. That's the least you can do. That's the least you can do. Or if you eating some type of fruit, like grapes or banana, eat it as a busy part of your day also, or eat it post-workout, because it'll work for you. You're using glycogen out the muscle, now you about to put it back in there. But I would never advise nobody to eat something that's high in sugar and sit on it. That's what got people in a mess out here. They eating stuff that's higher in sugar, all the ultra processed, the overconsumption of carbs, and they just sitting on it. That stuff is designed to give you a boost. In that moment, your body is running off sugar instead of fat, but the best way to balance it out is to move your body. That's why they always say, if y'all look up right now, Google some stuff, it's gonna say you should walk 30 minutes after each meal. What y'all think that mean? They controlling the insulin. You bringing the insulin spike down. You getting your body back to its normal running. You getting it closer to where it's back running off fat. The whole point, y'all, is when we eating something bad, to get it back down as low as we can, as quick as we can, to where we close to running off fat, if not fat. Otherwise, when it's up, it's staying up all day. It's trying to come down, or it comes down some in our sleep. But what happens when the average person wake back up, y'all? Instant oatmeal, biscuits with syrup, pancakes, coffee with all the sugar, Tim Hortons, breakfast, donut and hash browns or whatever they sell, turkey croissant with the bread, the sugar and all that. Yeah. Yep. It ain't that breakfast is bad, y'all. It's the fact that what people eating for breakfast. You get an omelet, perfect. Perfect. You get the protein, the healthy fat, and all that type stuff. If you want to do some carbs in there, just make sure it's mixed in with that. If it's a carb that's higher in sugar, don't eat it on an empty stomach. Get you some protein and healthy fat in you first, so it can protect you at a lower insulin spike, and then eat that. Yep. But even if a person wasn't really that conscious of it, and they were just eating whole foods and complex carbs, and just say some potatoes, some rice, and they meals across the board was healthy, even if they was to eat some of the potatoes on the plate first, they still gonna be good, just because they still balanced out, because the stuff they eating, it got fiber, it got protein, it got fat. I'm just saying, if they wanted to make the eating even better, don't never eat something that's higher in sugar on an empty stomach, because it's a high spike. Especially when you just waking up. You going from a fasted state to where your body running off fat to now you about to hit it like that, instead of gradually working into your day. So the breakfast ain't bad. It's what people eating. Y'all got to think, the average person ain't eating nothing healthy for breakfast. Cereal, coffee with all the sugar, McDonald's drive-through banging, which is the worst. They pulling up at whatever place they choose to go to out here. What they fixing at the house is all sugar, high insulin spikes. Yeah, we just making sure we doing better, y'all. And we are. It ain't got to be perfect. It's got to be good enough. Eat nutrient-dense foods that got fiber, protein, healthy fat in it, and we good to go, y'all. Fiber, protein, healthy fat, complex carbs. Good to go. Switch our fruits up. Now I got this shirt up on this window. This is lady walking by. She got her daughter. She ain't really look at me crazy, but cause as far as I know, she didn't really just look. But y'all know I'm on this phone, but they can't see a phone. So when I just leaned back like this, I looked at them, but they wasn't looking at me. Maybe they had just turned their head right when I was looking this way. They had just turned their head from looking over here. But from their angle, if they was seeing it like that, it'll look like I'm somebody hiding behind a shirt peeking, because they can't see the phone because it's covered. The area I'm in right now, y'all, it's like a it's considered like Midtown. So this is like an area where tourists will come at. It's still like a hood. The hood is right here, y'all. I'm like, look, soon as I said that, like, it's amazing. You look over this way, touristy looking. Not really, but I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of Airbnbs in this area and all that type of stuff. You look over there, and it's like buildings and what they call condos and stuff like that. Soon as I was just telling y'all this, and I looked over there, and I said it's hood, it's definitely hood. They done went up on their rent, because I remember years ago, because I used to work right up the street, like right where I just pulled off from, the block over. I used to work right over there. So probably like only like a 1 minute drive from here. But anyway, I remember when they was redoing these buildings, so I knew they was going up. Anytime y'all see them gutting out a whole building, oh, they going up. That's because the area is going up. Now this area got a bunch of different races in it, which is cool with me. Less drama. You know what I'm saying? Just less drama. So everybody kind of just blended in. So, but the hood, right here. Literally right here. In these, I'm looking at the buildings, y'all. I'm looking at the buildings, but they didn't kind of tighten up their game even right there, because it's right here close to this. So you police would be cruising. They don't really mess with nobody, but I'm just saying, like, if you one block over from, because y'all know when they be building stuff and making stuff better, taking it from like the hood to making it better, right? You can tell when it got better, because you see all the different races, the cars and everything, everything that went up, right? The value, you just see the value going up. People repainting the gas station, new management. So y'all know they usually start from downtown and get to working their way up to the inner city. Well, this is called Midtown. So downtown that way, Midtown, and the further you go this way is the actual inner city. That's where it go down at. The gas stations start looking more grimier and stuff like that. But actually, this area right here is still cool though. I'm used to going at my gas station I go to. They got a nice market up the street, y'all. Nice. It got a lot of organic stuff in, and that's another sign. That's why I say that gas station is it's a gas station up the street, right? And don't nothing really be jumping off, but if you was to see it, you'll be like, yeah, this gas station ain't really it. But it's actually pretty safe, right? Because they built up everything around it. But I say, yeah, it's only a matter of time before that gas station gonna be under new management. It's no way a rinky-dink gas station is gonna stay surrounded by all this other stuff that's going up, because they could be having beggars up there, people panhandling and act. Y'all think they about to build up all this stuff and how all these different races coming around amongst that to be looking like, not saying they would get ROB, right? But just to look like it's unsafe. No, eventually. It's only a matter of time, y'all. Because don't forget, the gas station is about 4 blocks that way, maybe 3, right? They working their way back. So the hood stuff really starting like literally this next block over. This next block over. They already got Airbnbs, y'all, blocks away, but it's still mixed into the hood stuff. But they done already invested the money. Y'all don't think they about to push the BS stuff out? Oh, they pushing that shit out. They don't even want people who look like they gonna be a problem walking around. It's only a matter of time. Y'all know how it go. I'm going to start leaving those muscle milks alone, because my research shows that that's a high insulin spike too, Raphael. Sugar. That's why I used to love them. That sugar taste. That sugar taste, right? It was like, that's what be having us addicted to, like, the average thing that when we was drinking it, we knew we shouldn't supposed to be drinking, the pops or the must. It's that sugar. It ain't the strawberry flavor. It's the sugar that's enhancing that strawberry flavor. It's the sugar that's enhancing vanilla. It's the sugar it's all sugar. You take that sugar away, you probably wouldn't even look at a muscle milk. This dude, old school dude. People out enjoying the day. But yeah, those muscle milks is all sugar. Let me see, I'm gonna start eating muscle milk because my research showed that they don't work. All marketing, most of this stuff is just false, Raphael. You already know how they go. We just need to get it from our Whole Food store. And if you was to do it, which I wouldn't recommend it, because it's just straight garbage when it comes to like the muscle milk thing. Because I was gonna say do it every blue moon, just like a person who do the pop thing, do it every blue moon. But it's so dangerous and the ingredients is so messed up. It's like, is it really worth that spike like that? Nah. Nah. Before I do a muscle milk, I'd rather create something and put it together, even if the calories is different. Like, just say, I don't know, I'm just say, I don't know, maybe I got some Greek yogurt and some dark chocolate in it, some granola. Like, I'm telling you, like, all we got to do is just get more creative. I mean, that's a solid versus a drink, but I'm just saying, like, that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. Yep, that's how bad it is. You'll be more satisfied with making some type of smoothie or something, even though that ain't really protein, but you can make it have some form of protein if you add like some chia seeds and something like that in it, or you know, you add some what else, some peanut butter in it. Like, it's ways we can do this. However way you feel you got to do to make it tasty, the calories fit with your daily calories. Because once you do your homework and you do your measurements, and then just say you write this down, put it on the refrigerator, now this your go-to. We just got to know our measurements and do our little calculations when we first put together. Like, no, I can't do 1.5 spoons of peanut butter, but I can do 1. You write it down, you like, bam, all right, this is my go-to. Especially once you see how the taste wind up turning out. Now you got that on the refrigerator, like with a magnet. Now you like, this is my go-to smoothie right here. All the measurements right here. And I get, I don't know, 25 grams of protein when I do it this way. So this is my go-to as far as smoothie. But those muscle milks, when I was doing those protein powders and stuff, like, I always tell people, like, when it comes to supplements, you shouldn't be doing like 8, 9, 10 different supplements. You don't need all that. I do 3, which is the sea moss, black seed oil, and vitamin D3 and K2. You know, so and sometimes it only be 2 of those, depending on if I done ran out and I've been meaning to order some more or whatever. But I'm not doing no 5, 6, 8 different supplements. I don't need pre-workouts. Pre-workout, all I gotta do is eat a ripe banana or some grapes, something high in sugar. Something higher spiking, but high spiking, but more on a whole food or complex carb or a fruit source. I eat that and then move around and use it for fuel, and move it around. By me moving around, it'll bring the insulin spike down. But other than that, I don't need that stuff be looking cute, taking a pre-workout out the thing. People, you don't need that shit. Just eat some grapes. Eat a ripe banana. That's the perfect pre-workout. Perfect pre-workout. Let me see. Q-Man, what's good with you? What up, Weez? Do you take any supplements? Yeah, Q-Man, I was just talking about, I take sea moss, black seed oil, and vitamin D3 with K2. The vitamin D3 and K2, it's a combo. So they recommend you do, because a lot of times you can get the vitamin D3 with the K2. Some people get the vitamin D3 and the K2 outside of that, but the K2 is supposed to stop your arteries from clogging up with the calcium, if I'm not mistaken. So those two got to go hand in hand. So you can't just do the vitamin D3 by itself. I got the combo that has the vitamin D3 and a K2. So that's one of the supplements. And then the second supplement is sea moss. And then the third supplement I do is black seed oil. So my stuff is simple, y'all. And the vitamin D3, that's because most of us, if we got winters where we at, we ain't even getting the sun like that. It's raining all the time, and the weather is cold, and you got five months out the year when it's hot, lacking vitamin D. They say vitamin D3 is a lot of people's reason why they got health issues. They say vitamin D3 is linked to cancer, breast cancer and stuff like that. Makes sense. So if we in the sun when we can get it, we can absorb it, right? It's supposed to be like, what's that number that they say, 10,000 10,000 UTs a day, whatever that. I just know it's 10,000, and that's good. And I think each minute you in the sun, that's 1,000. But of course, I used to be in the sun longer than that when I'm able to absorb it. But it's supposed to be like, what is it, 10,000 something, y'all. It ain't UVs, it's a number, but whatever that them letters is after that. But yeah, let me see, where we at? What about creatine? I used to take this protein powder that had a little creatine in it, Q-Man, and I don't know, I was just taking it, so I don't know what was working with it as far as creatine, but I was strong as hell. But that could have just been coming from just the protein itself. So I wouldn't know what was the benefits of the creatine. I'm sitting back looking at this car going by. My man got out of his truck and damn near got hit by the car. Barely even slowed up. He slowed up right when he was getting up on him. But I was just looking at it. My bad, y'all. But anyway, I don't know too much about creatine. I heard some good stuff about it, some bad stuff. It stimulates your mental. A small amount every day is good for the brain. Then I heard bad stuff. I was coaching somebody online over there on another platform, this lady. And I'm coaching her through the live on some stuff, right? So I coach on the live, I coach through the DM, I coach through the, through several different sources, y'all. So she telling me, she like, yeah, what do you think about the creatine? I say, I only know so much, and this is just about what I read. I haven't really never been investing as far as taking it. I heard good and bad. But she said, yeah, because my stomach hurt when I take it. I say, well, don't take it. Your body is telling you something is not right. Don't take it. She said, yeah, I haven't took it in over a week. I say, so how you feel? She said, I feel way better. I say, that's your sign. Don't even take it. That way you don't even got to figure out what was wrong with it. You know it was that for sure, because when you stopped taking it, your stomach was feeling better. I say, you don't even have to figure it out. Whatever was going on, it ain't going on no more. So that go to show you, I tell her, I say, listen to the body. So if you doing something, an exercise, or if you eating something, whether it's, taking something, whether it's a supplement or you eating something, listen to the body. Something is not right, because if something is right, it's going to feel right. You're going to be energetic. You're going to be strong. It won't be a problem. But when you start feeling stuff and you know it ain't right, and you feel better when you don't do it, or do this exercise, or eat this, or take this supplement, listen to that. Because that's your strongest version of yourself. Listen to that. So we ain't even have to go back and forth and try to figure out, well, maybe you was taking too much. No, just stop taking it. You stopped taking it. She says you stopped taking it for like a week, and she was feeling better. So stick to that. Don't even take it no more. Get what you need to get from your food sources and do that. Yep. So that's how I feel about the creatine, Q-Man. I only know so much as far as I just remember it was a small amount when I used to get my big jugs of protein years and years ago. That when I had that jug, I forget the name of that, but that stuff was pretty good. It could have been because it had the creatine in it, but that stuff had me pushing some stuff, y'all. Of course, I was way younger at the time too, so that's why I say I can't really say what was the benefits of the creatine. I just know the protein, and it had a small amount of creatine in it. Plus I was younger, so I don't know what was the benefit. Let me tell you, if the creatine wasn't on there, who knows, I probably still would have been, doing the same thing I was doing as far as what I was lifting. That's when I was big, yo. I was about 220. I think I was in college, so they just imagine that was that long ago, y'all, about 15, 16 years ago. Actually, and when I say college, I'm not talking about coming out of high school. I had went back to school, so I was like 28 or 30 years old, somewhere around there. So I ain't talking about like high school into college, nothing like that. This is when I was about 30 years old, y'all. I'm 47, so this is about 15 years ago. So about 30, 32, somewhere around there. So but yeah, so I just keep everything Whole Foods, y'all. That way I don't have to think about it. Y'all notice when we keep it Whole Foods, before we even get into supplements and stuff like that, we really can't go wrong. Not seeing a person Don't have a problem with whole food. Some people, when they eat fish, which is a whole food, they might feel some type of way. When they eat chicken, and I told y'all, when I was eating that damn chicken, inflammation. And I was eating the healthiest chicken, y'all. It only had 4 ingredients. The chicken itself, it had like 5 ingredients. The chicken itself, and like 4 herbs, oregano, basil, thyme. I remember those 3, and then maybe something else. But somebody was lying somewhere. And I was eating the chicken like I'm eating a ground turkey right now, y'all. I was eating that damn chicken like 4 days out the week. I think y'all remember me telling y'all that, right? Even if I was eating 7 days, how am I getting this sick? Inflammation. I was waking up, nose would be stuffy. I was spitting up so much mucus, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all notice I had pulled back from the squats, right? I was feeling knee pain. Keep in mind about the mucus, which is inflammation. And once I stopped eating the chicken, I don't know when it stopped. I just noticed it stopped. Imagine going to sleep good to go, and you waking up every day. I say, hold on, what's changed? Like, everything is still the same. I've been consistently eating the same thing, but I noticed the newest thing, whether it be it 8 months that it was new or whatever, right? The newest of the newest, which wasn't really considered brand new, maybe 8 months into it, 7 months, 6 months, was the chicken. And it wasn't new like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. No, it was 6, 7, 8 months. I decided to pull back on it. Stuff changed, y'all. So when I stopped squatting, y'all, I stopped squatting because I'm like, well, maybe I'm just getting up in age. Like, I'm feeling like, why my knees, and then when I was on a leg extension machine, I'm like, all of the pressure was going to my knees. I'm like, I've been doing this shit all my life. Maybe it's just time, right? Now I'm sure I can probably go up under that squat rack and do what I was doing. Will I do it? Nah. Everything happened for a reason. And I want to be older in shape. I don't want to be a Ronnie Coleman or nothing like that. I don't want to. Nah. I still go crazy on my legs, but guess what? Now I'm back to doing the heavier weight, even on the leg extension, that I was once doing before. It got to the point to where, y'all, I was only able to do half the rack on the leg extension machine versus where I was doing a whole stack. I'm pretty much at the whole stack now again. And as far as my shoulders, I know y'all already see it. Y'all see I done put on some weight. Y'all see the bulking. Y'all see the weight I'm doing at the gym. So this is about 95%. I remember when it was only 50%, right? But I'm always reminded when I do a certain exercise and it'll take me back to like 85%. Just with the reminder. But don't forget, y'all, even when I was at 40, 50%, I'm like, even if I just stay at this, I'm good to go. Keep in mind, y'all, I was only able to do 50-pound dumbbells on the incline bench and 50-pound dumbbells on the flat bench. I don't even care for ever going back to the bar. But all this happened for a reason. I just like, you know what? I ain't risking it. It ain't even worth it. It's just not even worth it. As long as I just grab the heaviest dumbbells I can stand. Something I can control. If something was to go wrong, you know, I'm good to go, right? Something safer but intense, right? Look, y'all, I was only able to do the 50s on for the incline bench press once I had that injury, and 50s on the flat bench. Well, now I'm at 85, 90s, y'all. I'm at 85, 90 pounds. When I was going crazy with the dumbbell thing before the injury, I was at 90, maybe 95. So pretty much I'm back. I don't even care to really go higher than what I'm going to now unless I'm really feeling it. But don't forget the weight I'm at now, I be feeling like I be having to make a slight adjustment and my body telling me, don't go past this. But I notice when I go from incline, which is the best bench, if y'all want to blow y'all chest out, y'all want to get y'all strength up, y'all really want y'all chest to look like enhanced or 3D like that, focus on the incline. And then a flat bench. If that incline is right, that upper chest is right, the rest just gonna come, y'all. But once you get this right, that's everything. Incline is king, y'all. I'm telling y'all, focus on that. Everything else will be easier. But I noticed once I go from this position to the incline, which this happened on my injury also. I went from this position on the incline and I was feeling like my shoulder was tight, which I don't feel it now that my shoulder is good. But I noticed if I go from the incline, like the last chest workout I did on video for the YouTube, once I went from the incline, y'all, to the flat bench, it's a different type of angle. And so when I know that, I know it now. So anytime I'm going from incline bench to the flat bench, I already know before I even grab the weight to put over here by the bench, I'm already conscious of the adjustment. So when it's time for me to come back with the weight, y'all know how we put the weight on our back and then we lean back with it. I'm in my head 24/7 with it. It don't show on camera. And I'm making adjustments. The reason why I never do the bar, maybe if I'm on the Smith machine, something that's safe to where I can turn it like this and rack it, but I never just do the actual free bar. No, that's because if something happened, I can't make the adjustment. Y'all don't see it on the camera, but with the dumbbells, I'm able to make the adjustments. I be moving it to get to where I can't feel it in my shoulders. Like I make that, I turn it or bring my elbows inward or move it out. Y'all don't see it. And that's why it's good to not rush the weight, because you'll get injured doing this. Ain't nothing wrong with exploding up. But if you're coming down, that you can get injured like that. So me taking my time and me really feeling that negative, that's helping keeping me good to go. But yeah, y'all, I'm pretty much back. Y'all. But as far as barbell squats, something I used to do, I've been squatting, y'all, since I was like, I think I started squatting at 16. But at 19, I was in weight training. No, at 19, no. At 16, I was in weight training. So yeah, that's when I started squatting. But I wasn't really squatting like that until I got into the gym at 18. And then by 19, I was squatting, y'all. I was seriously into squatting. I was addicted to the feeling, and it was like the hardest thing that I can do as far as working out. You know, a lot of people was intimidated by this, you know, the squat rack. People still don't do it, y'all. People be scared of that squat rack. They'd rather mess with the leg press. That squat, that's a whole nother level. And the only thing that I really found that really topped those squats is the walking lunges, y'all. That shit be taking the life out of me. Nothing get my breathing heavier than those walking lunges. Every step is getting tighter and tighter. Only thing I'm thinking about, I don't think about how many steps I got left. I just think about getting down there and don't stop and just keep moving. Don't rest at the top. Just keep going. Keep the form right, and I just be going with it. Next thing you know, when I get down to that end, because I gotta go down. Don't forget, I gotta go down and come back. It ain't like I'm starting here and then I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's like down and back. Ain't no just I'm starting here and I'm going down. No, it's down and back. That's one set. So on the way back, of course, y'all, that's when I take that deep breath and I just get right back into it. Because the more you stand there, the heavier it's gonna be. It's like if somebody got some weight on their back, right? They squat, right? I get it. You feeling it. But if you stand here too long and you get in your head, you're gonna make this weight way heavier than what it really is. But yeah, y'all, shout out to Q, man. Shout out to Raphael. I appreciate everything y'all do. We locked and loaded, y'all. we always tweaking stuff, y'all. Like when I don't be over here on YouTube, y'all, it's a lot of stuff that be going on here, and I be moving stuff around, and you know, y'all know I gotta edit. This platform over here is more complex as far as like I just can't post a video as if it's a short, but I take the videos that I post over here and I cut them down into shorts or reels or whatever and put them on the other platforms. So this platform take more out of me because this is where the actual posting started, and then I just chop it down into shorts and I just put those on the other platforms. But yeah, other than that, sure, my stuff, and then y'all know I got to talk to the camera over here. So versus somebody in the gym who just got their video just showing for TikTok or you know, for TT or IG, they just gotta have the camera showing. They might just put some music behind it or a voiceover. But my stuff, I got to talk to the camera, y'all. So sometimes it's take one. You know, sometimes I be happen to do take one, take two, take threes because I forgot something or this and that, or maybe I started blinking too much, or I don't know, somebody tapped me or called me while I was about to film it or stuff like that. But most of the time, I say about 60% of the time, in between my set, when I'm saying, all right, y'all, make sure y'all come all the way down and don't lock out at the top. We got 2 more sets. Let's finish up. Most of the time, they come out the way I wanted to come out. But I say at least 60% of the time. 60, maybe 70% of the time. But it's times when I, you know, got to delete it. I delete it ASAP because I can feel if it came out right. I delete it ASAP and then I just go right into the next one. And I go back at the camera and say, y'all don't see that. Just like we don't see when people doing videos is at the box office. It's the same type thing. Same thing. I be having to move the phone around for the lighting because this area look too dark. And I move it and turn the camera to where, all right, now the light is, you know, in front of me to show me more. So yeah, but that's where we at, y'all. Y'all check out the meal planner though, y'all, when y'all get a chance. The meal planner is 10 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, y'all. And I put a little bit of dirtiness into each meal. That way, whatever meal you pick, the calories are already adjusted out for any fat and weight loss. Even if you ain't on a fat and weight loss, I tell you how to make adjustments up or downward. So if the calories is too low, I just tell you what to add and definitely what not to mess with. And my definitely not what to mess with, y'all, is usually always in the starchy carb area, because that's the area that got us in our mess. So if we can control that starchy carb and definitely keep away from the refined, it ain't got to be perfect. But if we can keep away from that, y'all, we good to go. Other than that, I'm telling y'all, we good to go. The problem is the overconsumption of starchy carbs and the refined carbs in itself in general. But if we can control that and shrink them down, so the protein is up, the non-starchy mixed veggies is up, the healthy fat is up, and the fruits is up. Even if the fruit source is grapes and higher in sugar, we still come out on top, y'all, because that's better than eating donuts. Just because you're in a headspace of eating healthier, it'll still work. And then you just get more conscious of when to eat it. Like, okay, let me just not eat this. This is whole foods, but this is all sugar. So let me eat that. Let me eat this banana or this these grapes, which is all sugar, at a busy point in my day. That way I can bring my insulin spike down. Or you might eat it post-workout, which is the same thing. You still bringing it down by putting it back in your system for muscle, for glycogen that you just released out the muscle. So busy part of your day or post-workout for anything that's higher spiking in sugar, and you good to go. Can't lose, y'all. Can't lose. All right, y'all. I'm about to get ready to get off here. Anybody got any questions, y'all? Any questions? Everybody good with their macros and stuff like that? Any questions, y'all? Any questions? I guess I took this off too soon. But anyway, I'm about to leave it off. I'm about to get off here, y'all. Y'all good to go? It's your boy, D Weezy. We out. Shout out to anybody that's focused on their fitness goals, living a healthier lifestyle than they used to. We got to pat ourselves on the back. We don't give ourselves enough credit. Make sure y'all tell any and everybody that y'all know that's positive, that's on a healthy lifestyle about this channel. We going up and not down. It's your boy D Weezy. I'll catch y'all on the next one. We out.